Alright, so this is going to be the video for supply, which, if you haven't seen the other one, remember whenever you graph, no matter what, you label your axes. I don't care if you're doing quantity price, interest rate, price level, like anything, okay? Label the axes. Supply goes up. There's no easy way to remember that one versus demand, but if you know demand goes down, then supply goes up. Same thing, I'm going to write out some like generally true things about supply. Generally goes up. Again, exceptions, the big ones there are elasticity. Like, I never had some giga nerd come up with some sort of special good that is supply going down, but elasticity, right? You'll have vertical and horizontal stuff. Generally goes up is a graph of marginal costs. This is actually somewhat useful on its own. Demand by itself is like mostly useless. There's a little bit you can do, and technically the thing you can do with supply is the exact same thing you can do with demand. It's just something we never talk about. The thing with supply, and we'll get to that in a much different video, but it's kind of good to know. So, what do we got here? Same kind of thing is I can be like, oh, the price is 15. What is the quantity supplied, right? And that's all the graph is going to tell you. Again, some of this is going to be a repeat from the demand video if you happen to see that one. Some of you, unfortunately, are going to see a like step function supply. I've never used it teaching wise. I don't think it's really that useful at all. It's, in my opinion, it's more of like a funny thing that you can give grad students to figure out, but undergrad is basically all the line. That's all you need to know. So I'm just going to use the line is what I'm saying. Same thing from the demand video. The other thing I want to point out, which I did at the end of the demand video, but I'm going to do it now here, is quantity supplied does not equal supply. Quantity supplied is a number. Supply is a line. Again, same thing. If I asked you, is 19 a line? You'd say, no, 19 is a number, right? This supply line is a collection. I'll label the axes. I think I forgot to on the very last one, but don't shoot me. A collection of quantity supplieds and prices, okay? And that's all it is. That's all any line is. Now, the equation. If we look at this, again, almost all of us learned y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. If I plug in my variables, I get y equals mq plus b. Well, looking at this, this is upward sloping. So m, the slope, is going to be positive. So I'm going to say p equals, this is again just an example. I don't want to confuse some kids out there. Like, m can be anything. It could be 1, 2, 19. I'm just going to say m equals 1. Okay? So that means it's 1 times q, and I'll just say b equals 0. The majority of the time in Econ 101, your supply line is going to go through the origin. It doesn't have to, but most of the time it's going to. Well, we look at this, we can get p equals q. The really nice thing is it's really easy to write this as qs equals p, right? A slightly different example, just so we can see all the steps. I'm going to say m equals 3, b equals 6, okay? So I get m equals 3q plus 6. If I need to solve this for q, I'm going to get 3q is equal to minus 3q, I apologize, minus 3q is equal to 6 minus p. Divide everything by negative 3, and I'm going to get q is equal to negative 2 plus p, or alternatively, you can just call it p minus 2. And that's, assuming I didn't do an algebra error in there, but I'm pretty pretty sure that's fine. So, is it fine? Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Again, worst case scenario, it's an algebra error, and somebody could just call me out on it. Now, a lot of people are going to be asking, like, where do these equations come from? Or in the demand one. The equations are going to come from either they're given to you, or you might have to make them yourselves. I'm going to do a whole separate math video on making equations for lines. It's not an econ topic, but I will do a whole separate math video on that. I want to say that that is everything I can think of off the top of my head that matters for supply. Again, when you put supply and demand together, that'll be different. But that's that.